What's up, y'all? Critic here, and today I've been waiting for this show for 3 months, ever since the first look on Twitter, and we gonna be talking about Lovecraft, y'all. Yes, Lovecraft just came out on HBO. Episode 1 just began. Well, it just ended. I finished it, and I'm ready to talk about it. So, what's Lovecraft about? Well, if you ever heard of any Lovecraft show, book, or movie, this is basically what any Lovecraft story, book, movie is, with black people in the 1950s. I'm just in a journey with y'all, so we just gonna go along as we go. It starts off with Atticus, who's played by Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors from The Five Bloods. Also, he's in a really underrated movie called The Last Black Man in San Francisco, and y'all should watch that, John, because it is an amazing movie. And I can't believe how many people missed out on it. Y'all should watch it. Anyway, it starts out with Atticus in the middle of a war, and it has some good cinematography, black and white, had like an old school type of feel, had like an old school Turner type of score in the background. In a subtle way, it had like the auto muddled for that old school 1950s feel. But then when the colors started to be reddish and bluish, that's when everything started to go crazy. You see aliens, you see anything like Krakens, like I don't know what. You see war, you see all types of shit in there. And you see Atticus like, what the fuck? What's going on? We see him in the middle of the war just looking at everything like, what? And then there's like a pink alien comes out of nowhere. And then there's this monster that looks like an octopus. And then the craziest part is Jackie Robinson. Yes, baseball player Jackie Robinson saves him. Like, you're like, what? This is what we gonna be into, huh? So of course all that is a dream, and we see him in the back of the bus heading back to his hometown in Chicago, south side of Chicago, where he said he's from. And the first thing I notice about Atticus is that he really likes to read, and he reads these science fiction stories. Like, for example, he reads like John Carter. Y'all thinking John Carter? You doing a Disney movie? Atticus loves reading John Carter, and he talks about like how he used to be like a ex-cop, and now he's like taking over another planet. And then he was walking with this older lady, and she was basically like, oh, isn't he like an ex-Confederate? And he's like, yeah. But he changed his ways. He became something else. And she was like, just because it's an ex don't mean their flaws ain't big. And then as we move on, we know that he's a veteran soldier, that he had trouble with his father. It mentions that his father was the reason he went to the army, and now he's going back to Chicago because his father is missing. And then throughout the show, you see that he sees these things, these mysterious things. Everything's just a mystery. So then we meet his uncle, George Freeman, who's played by Corey B. Vance. And we first see him with his wife, Hippolyta, and his daughter. Can you guess the daughter's name? The daughter's name is Diana. Hippolyta, the mother, Diana Prince, Wonder Woman. I feel like that was a cool reference. We see George in bed with his wife, Hippolyta, in the morning. And, like them old couple, like they start making love and everything. And it's just weird because they mentions that the walls are thin, and then the daughter hears it and she's like, ew. That was kind of hilarious. No one wants to hear that. So anyway, Atticus comes in and everyone start getting acquainted because Atticus finally goes home to Uncle George, Hippolyta, and Diana. And of course Atticus has a reason to be there. Next scene, we see a lady named Ruby singing in front of people, and she's the girl from Batman vs Superman. And then we see Letty, who's played by Journey Smollett-Bell. Whoo, she is gorgeous.
Oh my god! Wow! Oh my god!
We realize that they're sisters, and we know she's a photographer because she keeps a camera around her neck. We know she can sing. We also know Letty was a part of science fiction club and was a childhood friend of Atticus. We also realize that Letty has been going from place to place looking for somewhere to stay. And the last thing we know, hasn't been to her mother's funeral, who apparently died. So that's a mystery as well, and we'll find out as these next episodes come. And so we go back to Atticus, and he finds an H.P. Lovecraft book, and he sees something called Arkham House. We don't know what it means yet, but we'll know for sure. And Atticus talks about how his father had an obsession with his mother about their ancestry, and even writing Atticus a letter about Lovecraft Country and having a birthright. These are clues that we are noticing about Atticus, and he must be some type of higher being. Or of course George mentions that Lovecraft was a racist, and we all know this, and it makes the show even better because now HB Craft looking down, knowing black people are running this show. And this is all I gotta say about HP Lovecraft. And then Letty and Atticus start meeting each other as well. Uncle George's car. And Letty and Atticus got a little chemistry going on, you know. Like, it's nothing right now, but you know something's gonna happen. Something's going to happen between those two. And we also, Diana is really interested in like drawing comics, and like they create these guideline books for the black community for them to figure out which place is safe to go and which place is not safe to go. So I thought that was interesting. And I want to know if what Diana is drawing in her paper has something to do with Atticus, Uncle George, and Lita later on. Like, does that have some type of connection? Does what Atticus reads about John Carter, does that have some type of connection with him? Because I also forget to mention that Atticus talks about, like, you don't find a lot of black people in those John Carter type of stories. In this story, Atticus is John Carter some way. So those are basically all the characters. So let's get to the other stuff about Lovecraft Country. The action in the show is really good, from the racist white people chasing them from the ice cream place to running away from them in the woods. Yo, it's one scene where Atticus, Uncle George, and Letty and two white cops are with them, right? And one of them had to go out and get the car because there's like monsters, like vampire type of monsters that just eating them in the woods. And so the monsters are targeting the house, and their weakness is light, so all the people in the house need light to protect themselves. Anyway, the cops didn't trust Atticus because they know Atticus is like really smart and intelligent and probably might go away and try to kill him. They want Letty to get to the car. Letty is out the house, and as soon as Letty's out the house, she's haul assing, bruh. Like, she was fast as hell. Like, if you ever see a black woman run that fast towards you, you run with her. Like, she was running fast. She was like, whoo, 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 whoo. I was dying, man. Like I never see someone run that fast. Like, Journey was running fast as hell through them woods. I hope she wasn't running hills. So after all that, they go to the house that had a silver sedan. A white man with blonde hair opens the front door, says hi to Atticus, and that's how the story ends. The horror in the show is not only the monsters that show up, like, not only do they have to worry about the monsters, but the racist white people that keeps on bothering them and chasing them. Like, you gotta worry about the monsters and the racist people coming after you. Like, damn, that's anxiety right there, bro. And the last thing I'll say about the episode was, it gave me an impression of the Steven Spielberg type of music, action set pieces, and it even gave me like a Jurassic Park type of feeling. Adventure, a sense of mystery, all that type of stuff. So as you can tell, I really enjoyed the episode. It was amazing. It's everything I expected it to be. Yeah, shout out to Misha Green, who's the main producer of the show. Like, I know people mention Jordan Peele and JJ Abrams running the show of Lovecraft Country, but the person that's running this show is Misha Green, and I feel like she should be mentioned and get recognition for creating this first episode, and hopefully all these other great episodes that's about to come at us these next 9 to 10 weeks. Yes, you'll be expecting these week by week reviews of Lovecraft Country from me, not a critic. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do these reviews, and that's how it's going down. So remember to like and subscribe to the channel, and follow my social media from Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. And I'm out. Peace.